What is up, everyone? I'm Alex.
And I am Jackson.
And we're here to present to you
Imbibe
the
vibe.
vibe.
Play me that old memory, won't you?
We're back to our cocktails. This is First Light by Makoto Matsushita.
Yeah.
From 1981. I'm excited for this one. What is it?
So we got a rusty nail here. Scotch fans will know this one. This is a classic Scotch drink. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more you can say about it if I'm being quite honest. It's a good old one. And also, I think the reason why I wanted to do this particular drink with this tune, because this tune is like I'm going to just sit at the end of the bar and hang and listen to what's going on kind of song.
Yeah.
It's just smooth to death. It's fresh, this song, but in a way that's really laid back, which I think is endemic to a lot of like yacht rock and that kind of music,
I gotta say first, I have some gaps in my cocktail knowledge. What's in a rusty nail?
So a rusty nail is a nice little 1-in-1. It's just 2 ingredients of, and I'm going a little weak on the Drambuie with this one. It's just Scotch and Drambuie, but the Tokie's a pretty mild Scotch, or Scotch style whiskry.
Keep calling it Scotch. I feel like the Scotch industry's gonna sue us for this.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Hey, I actually, when you asked me, I'm learning a lot about liqueurs, and aperitifs and digestifs from just doing this podcast with you, and when you told me, hey, go pick up some Drambuie, a lot of these things I don't even know what they really are. I just go pick them up. So
yeah,
what is Drambuie? What?
Drambuie is I wouldn't even call it. It's a liqueur. It's a liqueur. It's a spirit blended with other things. It's a blend of Scotch whiskey, spices, and heather honey.
So we're just doubling up on our whiskeys
in Scotland,
with
but it's
some
just
more
like
flavor.
It's designed to be mixed with Scotch whiskey. It's honey and spices and just like beautiful, nice things.
First rocks drinks in a little while.
Yeah, this is a nurser for sure.
Okay.
This is a nurser. And then, yeah, I feel like On the Rocks is probably the best way to do this one.
What are you doing with the lemon here?
A little garnish action, And remember, always wash your produce before you do this. And, not that, is this lemon been washed? It's hard to say.
So for those listening, you're getting a little rind, and then you're sort of like swishing it around the rim of the glass.
Yeah, you just want to express it a little bit. You get the oils, the aromatics, Just because, as we were saying earlier, you drink with your eyes first, then with your nose, and then with your mouth. So you're gonna smell all that lemon, all the oils and perfumes coming off of it. It's just gonna make it a nice thing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. I've always wanted to know how to do a rusty nail. I'm glad I know how to do it now.
That tastes like a cocktail.
Yeah.
It's just
just 3 things.
It's 2 things.
It's 2 things with the little
the little lemon thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Scotch or Japanese whiskey and Drambuie. I like it with the with the Toki instead of the Scotch.
I gotta tell you, I would maybe even go a little lighter on the Drambuie next time.
Uh-huh.
It's a little sweet. The rusty nail, which is mentioned in almost every recipe, you'll look up for it.
Right.
You gotta tweak it to your base spirit. It's about the marriage of the Drambuie here and the because Scotch is often referred to as a dram, And a dram buoy, it's like a buoy that you float out in the middle of the dram, you know? So it's
I actually love this for this song too because
it is warm, but it's like a sunset. The album cover for this tune, I love it because it's all red and purple and like sunset colors.
It's the most sort of like smooth and jazz fusion kind of vibe with that elastic bass that you know there's a lot of, I think it's the most sophisticated like instrumentation that's happening.
I would agree with that.
It's the they're really showing off the fact that they can play here.
Hardcore harmony.
Yeah.
Hardcore harmony. 2 5s for days.
So the Drambuie and the whiskey, it's a combination of East and West. It's a combination of the UK and Japan, which is really interesting for Makoto here because he also gets compared to Toto. Actually, Hollywood Steve of Beyond Yacht Rock podcast gave
Shout
this
out to the boys.
Gave this almost a 60 on the Yatsuki scale. Matsushita, right? He started in a band called the ABs, and he actually became famous with the ABs because not in Japan, but they went over to the UK and they lived in London, recorded in London and Scotland, and made a lot of their music there and toured a lot there. And then they came back to Japan and they were famous from that.
Yeah.
So I really love just like that. This combination really feels, you know, like very connected to this vibe. Yeah. And I think it's the most, I mean, when you listen to this is the most Western. I mean, there's the most English in this song of any of the songs we're listening to.
That you can't argue with that.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the verses he's doing Japanese, but the chorus is all English. And there's these guitar harmonies that are very Steely Dan.
So dope.
Oh,
the dopest.
But yeah, and the just classic like jazz fusion like pop, which is like congas, shakers, tambourine.
Yeah. Percussion for days. Amazing guitar harmonies. Like synths. Just like you can imagine Michael O'Marty.
It's got
programming these synths.
Yeah, there's string synths, and then there's a fancy Rhodes going on underneath.
Real
fancy clean Rhodes playing. What's actually gives
it's
you a
like
blanket.
Guitars, especially Fender style guitars, they're kind of sharp and warm.
Yeah.
Fender Rhodes is round and
you
cool.
can hear this. The Fender Rhodes is giving it this blanket, and then the guitar is giving it this
round and cool. Like
yeah. It's gonna be too complicated.
I won't even bother.
Yeah.
Look,
then you gotta like set up like all the road stuff, but yeah, no.
I mean, it's literally you flip one switch, you hit one button.
This song is
awesome.
This is great. And
hot track.
Hot track.
Guitar solos, nice.
There's a soft trumpet in here.
Range. It can play high. It can play low. They just can't get between pitches quickly, you know. But it's great for like sustained chords and shit. And the trombone just has it's just like the French horn has a thin butter zone. Flugelhorn's got a little bit of a wider butter zone.
Well, that's the butter that we're hearing right now.
And a trombone though, because I'm sure there's some
trombone. Let's zero it back into the flugelhorn because that's what's happening right here,
trombone's
right
got a
now.
wide butter zone. It's all
right here, right now in this song.
I'm talking about the butter zone.
I know the butter zone is right here in the flugelhorn.
Well, the flugelhorn has a lovely higher butter zone.
Yeah.
But if I don't know. For all the composers listening, if you
wanted to which is probably
me,
you, yeah. So,
it's just
not to sound like a hater, but it's you.
It's okay. It's just this is maybe one day somebody will find this interesting.
Yo, look,
the trombone,
here's the
wide
thing.
butter zone, good for supporting a flugelhorn.
Here's the thing, this song is buttery. It's warm. This cheers. This rusty nail is warm and buttery, and Makoto Matsushita.
I'm getting excited.
Makoto Matsushita is really smooth.
Oh yeah.
He represents the Japan to the UK and back.
Yeah.
This drink represents Japan to the UK and back with the Toki and the Drambuie.
Toki's the dram. You get a buoy for the dram to hold it all down. And,
give us the recipe one more time so everyone at home knows how to do it.
The thing about the rusty nail is that it is but simple to make, but you could spend your whole life trying to master it. It's just 2 parts scotch, 1 part drambuie, and you tweak it to taste. If you got a really smoky single malt you're trying to use, a little more drambuie, a little more honey, a little more spices, it's gonna balance out all that smoke. You got a mild whiskey, maybe a little less. And it's about just like finding it's a beautiful thing because you could spend a ton of time on it and still not get it right.
I mean,
and the lemon is key.
I love listening to this song and drinking this drambuie and Toki. It really matches.
It's a rusty nail. I don't know why they call it a rusty nail. Maybe
it doesn't taste rusty at all.
Maybe because if you think about a rusty nail is just you have the spike of metal in between, or the spike of metal, and then it develops this like skin on the outside.
Warm
oxidation, the copper skin. It's
yeah.
almost like the nail of the spirit, and the rust around it is the drambuie. And if you get it exactly right, it's that sort of ratio where it's sort of almost like the spirit itself is the nail, and the oxidation around it is the drambuie. I don't know, man. I'm no physicist.
Me neither, but it's okay because we know how to play music and make
God,
spirits,
right?
and spirits and sounds. Hey, spirits and sounds.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. That's a good song. That's a good spirit. Cheers.